Right, Ian, we're here in the Sunray Estate in Alexandra Ward, your ward.
Yep.
We're obviously standing in front of quite a lot of rubbish. Just explain to us why we're here, why the rubbish is here, and why it hasn't been collected.
Well, the Sunray Estate is a place that has a lot of back alleys in between the backs of the houses, and this goes throughout the estate. And it does attract a lot of dumping. It has done for the last 5 years, longer than that after speaking to many people. The council just don't want to know, unfortunately. And it's not just bad, it's really bad, and it's a real detrimental feeling to the whole estate, and it brings the whole estate down, and it's like they've forgotten.
What is... these are obviously back gardens or back entrances to lots of people's gardens.
That's right.
Just explain to us, who owns this piece of land? Is it the residents' piece of land, or is it the council's?
It's a long story, but I've been speaking to the council about this for the last 4 years at least. They've told me several things, that it's not one that nobody owns it, and that they won't have anything to do with it. They're now not so sure last time I spoke to them. It's quite ridiculous that after 4 years they still don't know who owns the land and who's responsible for this. But whoever owns the land, the council will have to have some responsibility and help the local people. You know, this is not acceptable. These people pay the highest council tax in London too.
We've seen on the drive down here, there's quite a few schools, there's quite a few areas of places where people go, and it looks quite nice out the front with the daffodils. There's also a church down the road as well. Walking up here, lots of empty alcohol bottles, lots of broken glass, lots of debris, which is quite dangerous. Surely this is a big problem for residents and big problem for children especially.
It is. I mean, you know, people put a lot of effort into looking after the houses, spend a lot of money, and bring their children up well, and they have to live here, and it's dangerous. There's bottles here. I mean, there's obviously lots of drinking going on at nights, and who knows what else. And this you know, this is obviously attracts antisocial behaviour. It's got to, and you know, nobody wants to live like this, and why should they?
Well, this is just one example of quite a few along this pathway and along that pathway.
It's right throughout the Sunray Estate. You know, this is replicated virtually identically right throughout. We've done some clear ups where we've got in a skip, and I've helped out in those, and we've also got some of the ex-offenders to come and help occasionally, but it's a short-term fix. This returns, and you know, it's just not good enough.
So what's the next steps? What are we going to be talking to the councils about, the council staff, the police, and whoever else is interested in these?
I just think the people on the Sunray Estate deserve better. The council needs to do more. They need to be much more proactive. If you go to places like Ealing, where they've got the same sort of housing, or the same sort of back alleys, they've worked with the residents and find out what they want, proper consultation. In some instances, they put gates up where residents want it. In others, they patrol them. They put CCTV occasionally. They patrol them. You know, having police coming through. But whatever we do, and you know, that will be in consultation with the local residents. Just can't carry on as it is. We go for a wander down this particular alleyway. Like I say, it's the same as every other alleyway, and the same problems.
Is this quite representative of the alleyways around this area?
Exactly. You know, there's many places in Kingston that just wouldn't put up with this, and Kingston Council wouldn't put up this other places, but Sunray Estate, they don't seem to give a damn, quite frankly. The council just don't care about the Sunray Estate.
Well, what is it that people do with all this stuff? Is it just left here? Is it left for months, or is it left for weeks?
Oh, months, years even. You know, nothing changes.
If we look around, there's lots of empty alcohol bottles. Surely there's lots of antisocial behaviour, lots of drinking that happens here in the evening. It's not very safe.
You can only assume so. I mean, you know, the bottles and the broken glass down there, dumped rubbish.
Is there any suspicion of? Do you have any suspicion of maybe commercial traders dumping waste in these little places?
Yeah, that does happen. We had 50 bags dumped a few months ago, which blocked off the whole alleyway. Council wouldn't come and help. An elderly couple had their car blocked in, so they couldn't go shopping for a couple of days. Full stop. Council not bothered at all.
And they wouldn't come out and clear the rubbish, they wouldn't investigate who dumped the rubbish?
No investigation or anything at all.
Sure, that's a police problem as well, so you've been talking to the Safe Neighbourhood team and the Kingston Police as well?
Yes, we have, but like I say, they're really looking for a lead from the council, and they're just not doing it. And I think along here there's loads of cans and whiskey bottles and vodka bottles. God knows what goes on.
And this is just off a pretty busy road and pretty in an area that's quite attractive. It
is. It's a residential place with elderly people, young families, and they're living next to this. It's a disgrace, quite frankly.
Indeed, it is.